Well, hello everyone, I'm Postmaster Radio, and it's time to bring on the funny. You're listening to Ujokes Weekly, the official podcast highlighting Jonathan Mangum's virtual comedy show Ujokes, where two comedians compete for the best joke. Plus, you guys and gals, as part of the Ujokes audience, you can get involved in the competition too. It's literally comedy gold at your fingertips. Today I'm counting down my top 5 Ujokes jokes, or really Ujokes moments, because in this case we have a couple of instances where the full games become a part of the countdown, not just individual jokes, which doesn't happen too often on the podcast, but hey, it's happening this week. But anyway, my top 5 moments from this week's Ujokes show, Ujokes episode 73, with Dean Cameron and Richard Horvitz, who, believe it or not, they were both in this famous 80s film, which I was not aware of up until that Ujokes show, directed by Carl Reiner, Summer School. So kind of a nice reunion for Richard and Dean. What happened on that Ujokes show, you'll find out momentarily, but first, if you missed last week's Ujokes show with Tessa Monroe and PJ Marino, catch up via the podcast link in the description. You can also, of course, go to the Ujokes YouTube channel. Link to that will also be in the description. Also, to continuing listeners, thank you so much for coming back to the Ujokes podcast. Really means a lot. If this is your first time listening, like, subscribe, comment, rate, and review. If you're listening from iTunes and Podchaser, those ratings and reviews really do help. Please leave them if it is not too much trouble. But now it's time to go on to this week's Ujokes show. Remember to stick around after the top 5 countdown for the Ujokes Awards, full of additional highlights to come. And with that being said, let's do this thing. At spot number 5 on the old Ujokes countdown, we go to a game called Finish the Lyric. And it's exactly what you think it is, based on the lyrics, which in this case, to the tune Boys of Summer by Don Henley. I can see you, your brown skin shining in the sun. I see you walking real slow. Now you don't finish it with the next lyric. No. You finish it in your own funny way. And I will admit, even though this was not the winning joke from that game, part of the reason why this joke does make the countdown, for 2 reasons. First, team audience, always a tough competition, and I should know, because, I play live on the YouTube chat, which reminds me, if you do want to play live, the next Ujokes show is coming up on Monday, May 3rd at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 Eastern. But anyway, so I know that playing live on the YouTube chat, there are a lot of you, as part of the Ujokes audience, that have really good jokes. Usually those jokes come from the YouTube chat, every now and then, Facebook, and apparently the same deal. I know Jonathan has mentioned this several times now, but Ujokes is also on Twitch, and I'm like, wait, there are people playing and watching Ujokes on Twitch? Well, I didn't think that was the case, but turns out, this week I was proven wrong by Lutane. This was the joke from the Twitch chat. I can see you, your brown skin shining in the sun. I see you walking real slow, yada yada. Do you need directions? Yeah, not a bad joke to get the countdown started. Well done, Lutane, and thank you for proving me wrong about the whole Ujokes Twitch thing. But now moving on up to spot number 4 on the countdown, Richard Horvitz in the spotlight for a game called Name the Movie, and for the picture of what appears to be a female Men in Black agent about to kill a goldfish, and I kid you not, and keep in mind, if you don't like the gun pointing towards the goldfish, Jonathan's producer Josh is in charge of the picks. Go take it up with him. But for that picture, you have to come up with the best possible movie title, real or fake, as long as it's funny. Safe to say that Richard Horvitz completed that task at hand. I have 2, but I'm going to go with Pulp Fiction. Not too shabby, Richard. Great joke from that game. But Richard Horvitz still in the spotlight again. The question is, can he come up with another winning joke? That's the question at spot number 3 on the countdown. This time we go to a game called Inspirational Poster. And in this game, based on the picture shown, which this time was an orangutan on a bike or tricycle chasing a little kid, and again, I kid you not, take it up with Jonathan's producer Josh. He is in charge of those picks. I don't know where he's getting them from, but wow. Sure helps to make Ujokes all the more challenging, that's for sure. Anyway, based on that pick, you have to come up with the best possible inspirational saying, and trust me folks, that is not an easy task. Did Richard win the game for this joke of his?
Even if your addiction starts at 5 years old, you can always get the monkey off your back.
It's true. It's true, you can.
Yeah, I think it's safe to say Richard won. And I know it's safe to say that because he did win the game for that joke. So well done again, Richard. Now for the remainder of the countdown, we're going to 2 brand new Ujokes games. And this has happened before, but for both of these games, this time, usually it's only 1 game for some of the Ujokes countdowns, but this time it's 2 games in which all 3 of the jokes are pretty good. Yeah, you'll find out why. At spot number 2 on the countdown, let's go to the first of the new games from the night called, and for any of you that speak French, this is not to be confused with Pardonnez-moi, which sounds pretty similar, but it's actually Pardonnez-moi. Pardonnez-moi. It's a memoir game. The picture shown was Mr. Potato Head, and let's say Mr. Potato Head actually took the time to write a memoir. The challenge for the comedians and the Ujokes audience was to figure out the title of said memoir, which is almost as hard as actually saying the word memoir 5 times fast. I mean, listen to me do it. Memoir, memoir, no. Memoir, nope. See, can't do it. Finding a joke for that picture would be much easier than trying to say memoir 5 times fast, as you just heard. But anyway, on with the jokes. We're gonna get the winning joke out of the way for this game. Shout out to Jess S. from the YouTube chat for Team Audience, picking up the pieces. I mean, how can you not laugh at that joke? Well done, Jess. But the comedians, they weren't too shabby as well. Since we haven't heard a joke from him so far in the podcast, I may as well start with him this time. Dean Cameron.
Well, he's doing the thing, so it looks like I'm a little teapot potato.
I mean, if you do look at it closely, it almost looks like the Toy Story version of I'm a Little Teapot. So, props to Dean. And then, of course, we certainly can't forget about Richard, now can we?
Potato, potato, let's call the whole thing they.
Yeah, so overall a great game, and at spot number 1 on the countdown, the second of the 2 new games from the night called Jingalong. Jingalong, 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 jingalong. It's a jingle game based on the picture shown, which in this case, I guess it's avocado glue stick. It's avocado on a stick, and then, well, who knows what the product is. I'm just gonna say it's guacamole glue. That actually sounds kind of catchy. Guacamole glue. It's not right for you, but that show's already over. I'm not playing the game. Dean, Richard, and you guys, as part of the Ujokes audience, were playing the game. So, what were the jokes, and who took the win for that game? Sadly, Richard did not win the game, but he did have a good joke, as obviously one should on Ujokes.
Avocado glue stick for home projects and party dip.
I like it. And it's informative, because I wouldn't have known from the product that it was glue, but you...
But it's a stick. It looks like a glue stick, am I right? It's a glue
I love
stick.
It.
Yeah.
Keep stuff together, and
right.
You know it's dry when it's brown. Am I right?
Exactly. Exactly.
The next one that I want you to hear, again from Jingalong, is from Team Audience. Now, in case you're wondering, how the hell is a jingle game supposed to work for audience members playing live when they can't even sing? I mean, there's such thing as speech to text, but I don't think there's such a thing as singing to text to sing. So, in the end, Jonathan did the singing for Team Audience, which, spoiler alert, may be one of the manga moments for this week. We'll come back to that in a little bit. But, ladies and gentlemen, Jonathan's jingle for the Ujokes audience member representing Team Audience.
Find folks in the audience and pull out a good joke. I'm going to sing it now. From Philip Campbell. Avocado is not very good. Try it for yourself, and it's totally the worst food. Okay?
I mean, I can kind of relate, Philip. I am not a avocado / guacamole person myself, so... yeah, I gotta give you some props for that one, Philip. And for the last joke from that game, we go to Dean Cameron.
No, Mo, B-O, organic deodorant with real avocado in sport or fresh guacamole.
Oh, wait, I have to ask you. Obviously the fresh guacamole, I know what that would taste and smell like, but what would the sport avocado, how would that be different?
Buy it and find out, sir.
Oh! Marketing 101, I like it.
But in the end, who won that game? Dean Cameron. Well done, Dean. Clearly you know more about avocado jingles than the rest of the world combined. So that's that for the top 5 countdown. Now it's time to move on to the Ujokes Awards. It's like the 2021 Oscars, only actually enjoyable. So for Comedian of the Week, that is the first award for today, and you know what? Close competition between Dean and Richard, but technically more of Richard's jokes made the countdown, and the deciding factor, Richard's avocado glue stick joke, somehow it was mesmerizing, if you know what I mean. So gotta give it to Richard Horvitz. Well done, Richard. You are indeed the Comedian of the Week. Game of the Week is an easy one. Gonna give it to Pardonnez-moi for the memoir game, and the jingle game, Jingalong, Jingalong, Jingalong. Both of those new Ujokes games were fantastic. I really hope they're both used again and again in future Ujokes shows, especially the Jingalong game. By the way, how do you feel about the new Ujokes games, Jingalong and Pardonnez-moi? Let me know on Twitter and Instagram at Postmaster Radio, or if you're listening from YouTube, comment below. But anyway, continuing the Ujokes Awards, up next we have the Audience Award for the best joke from the Ujokes audience. The winner is Jess S. for Pardonnez-moi and the Potato Head memoir joke, picking up the pieces. Well done, Jess. And as for a Mangum moment, well, I have 2. Jonathan doing the jingle for Philip back in Jingalong, as I already mentioned. But then the second of the 2 Mangum moments that I want to talk about very quickly is actually at the start of the show. Maybe it's more of a Jonathan's producer Josh moment, but still a funny moment nonetheless. I'll be quick about it because if I'm being honest, it's better you see this moment at the start of the show rather than listen to me talk about it, but I'll do my best anyway. Basically, when it goes live, Jonathan tells Josh to start the countdown, and then halfway through, Josh stops the countdown because he says to Jonathan, "We're not live yet," and then Jonathan's like, wait, what are you talking about? We are live. Josh realizes his mistake, as only natural, because this is Jonathan's producer Josh we're talking about. Funny guy, charming, every now and then utterly screwed in a funny way. And then after the countdown is done, Jonathan's like, "It's time for Ujokes." Normally this is where the theme song would come in, but no. Josh, just to spite everyone like mad, plays the countdown music again. So yeah, that was a great 2 minutes of funny to start that Ujokes show, and what a great Ujokes show in general that was. Well done again to Dean Cameron and Richard Horvitz. Such a great episode. And you know what, folks? That's it for the Ujokes Awards. Almost time to say goodbye. But before we go, a couple of final announcements. First, like I said before, new Ujokes show coming Monday, May 3rd at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 Eastern. Play along via the Ujokes YouTube channel. And apparently, Twitch, maybe even Facebook if that's still working. Plus, be sure to also check out the Ujokes website, created by Ujokes fan Craig in the UK. Ujokes.com, link to that website in the description. And for those of you that are listening to this week's Ujokes show, if you're listening to it in advance, not live, that's okay too, because there's something called Last Show's Best. We didn't talk about it today, but here's how it works. If you're watching the show after the live broadcast, go back to the show via the YouTube channel, or again, wherever you get Ujokes, type in your featured joke for one or more of the games in the YouTube comments section. Same deal also goes with this week's Mini Ujokes Caption This Challenge, which you can find on the community page of the Ujokes YouTube channel. It's also on Facebook as well, if I'm not mistaken. Jonathan and Josh will go back. They will look at all of the jokes for said mini challenge, and also for this week's Ujokes show, whichever joke they pick, whoever submitted that joke will be invited to compete on the next Ujokes show this coming Monday, live in the final round. So what are you waiting for? Get on that ASAP. And for more comedy fun, make sure you check out Ujokes' sister show if you want to, FMK Champs, hosted by College Humor's Carolyn Page. That's on live. New episodes Wednesday nights at 7 Pacific, 10 Eastern. Plus, High Joke Score, coming soon to the Ujokes YouTube channel, in which jokes equal cash. More details to come in due time. And I guess that's it for this week's Ujokes podcast, guys. Thank you so much for joining me this week. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Postmaster Radio, and for more from the Ujokes podcast, follow, like, subscribe, rate, comment, and review on Spreaker, Spotify, iTunes, YouTube, iHeartRadio, and Podchaser. The account links are all in the description. Thanks again for listening, and until next time, Well, bye for now. See ya.